Welcome back, friendly ghosts. What's good? What's good? We're gonna be playing some RPG Maker 3. I'm gonna be making some adjustments today, balancing as always, trying to get my game right. I've had my game is already pretty well balanced. Like I don't think it needs any like extra. I think it's too balanced actually, like too much to a fault. And there's one thing I was looking at I was looking back on some footage as I was trying to upload it, and then I was just looking back and I was like, man, I need to like update a few things because there's two projects that I've been working on. One that I did like a year ago, and that one seemed to be, people seem to like that one, and I like it too because it's a lot more immediately and engaging, for various reasons. I think a lot more so than the current project I'm working on, which is kind of it's kind of more of a traditional, route for RPG where you get a party and you have large amounts of HP and you hit higher. It's more traditional in a sense. So yeah, this is the one I'm working on. 90%, 2% memory. Yeah, so I was working like thinking like, what was the key differences that makes it so much different? On the first project I did, it was a single character campaign where you have one character, you go through the entire, story, whatever. And I based the combat completely around that, so that uh, there was never be too much of an issue of how much a character can get away with. It's a strictly one versus the enemy scenario, and I had this idea in my mind from the very beginning, so the entire game is catered to that one idea. So maybe it's a bit more, well thought out in that sense that makes it more engaging. And plus, he has the lower HP values. Whereas this one, I was kind of just mixed. I started off doing single character, then I threw in some extra characters, and then I just you know I'm teetering a lot of variables with this one, so it's a lot more finicky. But one thing I noticed that could immediately make this more engaging is the way that I panned out the special maneuvers that the characters would get. For example, in this one, this new project that I've been working on, I focus mainly on offense. How can you improve your offensive capabilities? And that's and you would think that's intriguing, but for me, I'm more of a defensive type of guy. I like playing on defense. I like making the opponent's arsenal ineffective and making them dig into their bag, and then I like counterattacking. That's what I like to do. I find that that's more engaging, just for any game, whether it be a fighting game, whether it be a adventure game or a beat 'em up. I think that's why Souls games are so effective and so satisfying and gratifying, is because they force you to react and act. They force you to do both of them. It's not just mindlessly being on offense the entire time. And so on my first project, my main goal for each character was I had them focused on defense. You have to pick your defense first, and then you have to plan out how you're going to take this enemy down, with your low HP values. So it was more of that vibe going forward, more of that more emergent, I'm in a peril situation at all times. I have to I have to analyze my opponent, get the matchup down. And this project is not so much like that. As you see, all these maneuvers are all offensive moves. From top to bottom, they're all offensive. You got one heal in there, and the rest is all offensive. You got another like a buff or two, but it's all offensive. And so I'm thinking I want to add a defensive capability in there, which I'm going to do right now. And the thing is about this is I feel like I'm going to have to rebalance a few things and make the enemies a bit tougher because of this. I have to make them hit a bit harder in specific ways. So I'm gonna add like a defensive, physical, and spiritual, buffs in there that act as a defensive mechanism. So I'm just gonna do physical defense for now. And there's also a skill which I have to account for that, so I'm gonna do that as well. So let's just say I'm gonna buff it up by 4. 4 will be a decent amount, but I have to make it costly so it can't be abused. Every character, the main character, has like 20 MP. You can level it up, but the base is at 20 MP. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have it cost 10 MP to use. No, because that will kind of restrict it. So I'm thinking 6 or 5 MP. I'm thinking 5 MP will be a good start. We'll start at 5 and then we'll go from there. So 5 MP for physical defense, and I gotta choose a nice little animation for it. Something nice and quick. That looks like it's too offensive. That looks like it's too. That looks okay. And I'll put like a little magical shield in front of her or something like that. I want it to be green. Green is defensive for me, I think. No, that's red. And that's not even magic. So yeah, what's been going on with you guys? I've been away for a bit. I got a little bit of Legend of Dragoon news. Not specifically Legend of Dragoon related, but related to that, that topic. That's gonna be multicolor. I think it's gonna be number 2. Dang it, number 1. Okay. So a while back I stated that the reasons why I didn't think it could be LOD would be because the project is coming out so... There we go, that's the color I want. Because the project is coming out as a PS5 launch, and it didn't add up for me how that will launch like within the same time frame as FF7. When the game clearly took place in development well after FF7, and LOD is a bigger game than FF7. I think I'm pretty sure it's a bigger game. Maybe not by much, but I'm pretty sure it's a bigger game. So my take on it was that because of that, and how are they going to release this fully fledged remake of LOD before FF7 can even fully come out, because FF7 is not even coming out as a full game. It's coming out as one part, and then they're going to release like another part like maybe a year later or however later. So that was my gripe about my take about why I didn't think it could be LOD. And that's because everybody's been saying that... I was about to type LOD. Everybody's been saying that this title that Bluepoint is working on is going to be a PS5 launch title. That was the big speculation about that. However, I read an article about half a week ago, and it stated something about how Bluepoint has various major job openings available. And what this... Going strictly by what the article says, and I'm not no expert on this, so just take it by face value for that. They say that judging by the positions that are available, that these key major positions, these tell that the game is nowhere near ready to be released. So that the release may be like far down the line. And I think I said to myself, wouldn't that be interesting if this whole time this project is not even a PS5 launch title? What if it comes out, next year in 2021? And that was interesting to me. Like, this game that they're working on, it is still in big development. If it's not even a PS5 launch title, that opens the door for it to be LOD by a massive margin, I'd say. Because okay, here's another thing. I've heard around town that this project has been on the works for a pretty decent while before we've even heard of, the remake. Like, probably around the same time or not too long after they released Shadow of the Colossus is probably around the time that they've been in the works on this. Probably. I hate the word used, probably. Damn it, I said it. But that's the word that I've been hearing, that this project has been in the works for a decent while before it came out to the public. Which it came out to the public like mid 2018, was it? Maybe it was like early 2018 that they announced that they were like working on another title, a mystery title. That's when it all kind of started off, or like late 2017. So if they've been working on it before even then, that's they're working on something pretty big, pretty, it's gonna be something, and it's gonna be a spectacle when it finally comes out to light. And let me gather my thoughts real quick. Okay, I'm trying to do two things at the same time. Okay, magic defense. I'm gonna do the same thing, have it be up by 4 in the effective department, and have it cost I'm gonna have it cost 7. I'm gonna change the other one to 7 too. No, I'm gonna have it like be the skill based, because this character is the female character. She's more of a magic effective, and the male character is more of a defensive, type. So I'm gonna have it reflect on their skill based, genres. Alright. So yeah, this project has been supposedly in the works well before we even heard of it. And if that's the case, and this game is not even close to being released, and it's like coming out like a year from now, it's not going to be a PS5 launch title. That's what, like, from 2018, 2019, and then all of 2020. That's 3 years, in the works. Just to put to sprinkle some, some hope, some hot rock hopes into the mix. LOD was in the works for 3 years when it originally released, from 1996 to 1999. So it's been in the works just shortly after FF7 released, or probably like during the time that FF7 was being what's the word called when you like spreading the news of your game, the press, when it was been marketed. Yeah, it's been in the works around the time FF7 was still being marketed before it released. I think FF7 released in 97, or it might have been 96, I'm not sure which. Well, yeah, it's around that same time frame was when LOD started, and then it released in 1999. So I don't know when FF8 or FF8, yeah, I don't know when that started. So I don't really get where people say there's like LOD copied FF8 or anything like that, because it's been in the works around the time FF7 was still in the works. So that's kind of strange to me, but whatever. So I'm gonna do magic up. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple. Magic defense up. There we go. And I'm gonna give it a different animation, more of a celestial. There we go. And I want it to be magic number. We'll do the colorful one. That's gonna be like rainbows. Alright. And then. So there's 3 different attacks. There's magic, there's physicals, and then there's skills. Each of these things need their own respective defensive maneuvers to be nullified. So I'm thinking I'm only going to give them 2 types each. So I'm thinking I'm going to change this one from defensive. I'm going to change it to skill. And I'm going to give the other character, the other main guy, I'm going to give him physical and physical and skill. So he's going to have magic and skill, and the other guy's going to have physical and skill. Okay. I didn't have to erase that. Before I do this, I think I'm gonna shop around a little bit first. So yeah, LOD's been in the works for 3 years. This project that Bluepoint is working on, if word is accurate, has been or is going to be in works for 3 years, assuming when they started on this project, which word is that they been working on it for a while, which would suggest around sometime 2018, you know, and 2018, 2019, and 2020. It's because they say that the positions aren't even, you know, filled yet. You know, that would suggest that the game is still, you know, in deep development, or early development, depending on which way you want to look at that. You know, so I just think that was interesting, an interesting tidbit that I found out about. You know, because if it were Demon Souls, let's say that it was Demon Souls, and this big campaign for Demon Souls remake or remaster, you know, that was what their branding is saying, that this is going to be the launch title, Demon Souls launch title for the PS5. You know, and that makes sense. That's, you know, what's going to move some copies for the PS5. And I don't know when is Elden Ring coming out. That's gonna throw a wrench in my plan, or it's either gonna be like the heroic array of light, you know, signing down, you know, on some wet nipples and defense. Okay. When is Elden Ring coming out? I haven't heard about that in a long time. I have an iPod here and I can look it up while my computer is busy processing this hot graphical PS2 buttermilk. So after I finish doing this, I'm gonna take a gander. And I'm gonna boost it by 4, and I'm gonna have it cost 5. Yep. And I don't think I want any of this, so I'm just gonna keep it simple, nice and simple. Get his animation first, and then I'm gonna look up when Elden Ring is coming out. So don't forget that. Don't forget that, Mr. Howell. I want something simple. That's good enough. And I'm gonna give him a shield. I think the shield is number 1. I think. There we go. Perfect. Excuse me. Okay, let me look it up. Okay, Shiri. Elder Ring release date. Google search.
Here's what I found.
Okay. Elder Ring's release date, gameplay setting. Take me to the site, Siri. Your Google searching is abysmal. Dang it, you sent me to the actual site. Elden Ring, everything we know about from Software's game, E3 2019, blah 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 blah. When is this release date? Didn't mention a release date. Okay, this article is useless to me. Sorry guys, I'm trying to do this live and come with some hot, fresh takes. Elden Ring, Elder Scrolls 6. When is that coming out? Sorry if you guys hear me swallowing. Okay. So it's an upcoming game developed, blah 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 blah. Gotta type in release date. Do we have a release date for this bad boy? Release date June 2019. Wow. So this is coming out like in a couple of months before the PS5, apparently. Then I have another thing that says there's no release date revealed yet, but from Software's own website that it will launch in June 2020 from a Target listing. Good old Target, going out of business in perfect style and fashion. Okay. So, what am I doing here? Magic? No. Yep. No, I don't have no clue what I'm doing here. Enhancing. So yeah, it's judging by Google and Siri, very credible sources. Elden Ring's coming out sometime this year. Before the PS5. And I've said multiple times, and you can count me for this, that I doubt, although I could be incredibly wrong, but it doesn't make sense for me for them to release 2 Souls games in the same year, or that close to each other. It doesn't make sense to me. They would do that, and essentially sending one of those games out to die. But maybe their fan base is so rapid for new content that they'll get anything within their grasp, and they'll take it and they'll absorb it. They'll beat Elden Ring within like 1 or 2 weeks or a month. They'll get bored of it. They're like, oh, Demon Souls, oh, my one true love, and I'll go back to that, and they're going to be speedrunners in Elden Ring, and then they're going to be learning Demon Souls again. Maybe that's going to be the case. Maybe they're not banging on Demon Souls being that big of a hit, but then again, that doesn't make sense to me why they would. Well, they did outsource the game, so there's not like they're spending big bucks on it, but I'm not sure how that entire process works. We're going to give them a defense buffer up for magic. And bada B, going to have it cost like 8 or 7. 7's good. And do I want him to have magic defense, or do I want him to have magic? Is an important part, so I'm gonna want them to have that. And I have an item that's defensive for all of these categories, but so I'm thinking that to make these stand out a bit more, I'm gonna have to add an effect to them, like immune to something. And yeah, I'm gonna add an effect to them. For his, I think it's gonna be anti. No, that will be redundant. Anti-skill. No, he has to be weaker to magic because he's not as effective at doing it. I'll have his magic be like anti. Anti-dwarves? Anti-non-human? Sure, I'll go with that. Because that's like the main enemy. The main boss enemies are non-human. I have non-humans, I have humans, I have beasts. And that's it. Those are the 3 categories I have in the game. So it's gonna be magic defense up. And I'm gonna have to go through the other ones and readjust them. Alright, and his animation for that is going to be, I am He-Man, hear me war, or something like that. Yeah, I like that one. That was like real standing on the edge of a cliff. Both of them are, but that one's just a little bit more spry and ease. You know, oil them up. I want red, so that's number 3. Good, good, good. Now I'll take it back. I want green. Green is life. Nice. Alright. Alright. So what really happened on that Thursday morning? The fuck was this? Stuff flying in my mouth. Tired of this country bunked up town. So his physical defense up is going to be a lot stronger, probably with reduction to poison. Add more incentive to using it. Why not? Why not? And yeah, that's about to do it. Especially since they don't have a lot of skills early on, so just throw them a bone and give them something to work with. And I'm not gonna edit the enemies right away. I'm gonna see how it pans out with this, because I have a save. I'm like at the final boss, and we'll mess around with that. But I'll showcase like some old footage of it, and then I'll showcase it again with these defensive capabilities thrown in. So her weakness is that she's weak against slow, and so we're gonna want that to be like one of her buffs, but it's gonna have to be the most expensive buff, so I'm gonna have it be on the physical one, even though the slow status effect is mostly on magic attacks. So it's just gonna be like some extra spending on her, but depending on what's more valued for the player. So their magic defense up is going to have something equally as nice. Something equally as nice would suffice. Nothing less will I think twice. Better bold, better told. I am about to defecate on your face like a lion whole. And this one will be skill based, but I don't want it to be like full blown blocking skill. I want it to be like a magic skill. I don't think it's in this one. They won't let me do it. It should be like a skill barrier. There's no barriers here, so it's not gonna let me do it. That's a bummer. That is a bummer, but oh well. We'll just have her be like immune to immune to skills. That's kind of, no, I don't want that. That's kind of cheap. We'll have her be immune to non-humans, I guess. Stronger against them. That works. Okay, so there we go. Now I have some defensive maneuvers in there for the main character. Kind of like a female separate and a male separate scenario. They're both the same characters. So what was I going on about? Demon Souls and Elder Ring. But yeah, I said that it doesn't make sense for them both to be coming out around the same time frame. But if that information is correct and that this game is nowhere near finished, and it's, going to be releasing not as a launch title, that does also, while increasing the chances of it being LOD, putting in perspective how the size of LOD as a game and how much work would have to be done to that. It also increases the odds of it being Demon Souls with the release window being potentially a year later, so it's not affecting the Elder Ring release date. You get me? So while it does increase my belief of it being LOD by enough, because it didn't make sense to me before how it could release within the same window as FF7, even though it went into production well after FF7. FF7 has been a thing since 2015, you know? And you telling me that this game from like 2018 is going to release within the same year? I don't believe that. You know, so it does increase the chances of it being LOD, but I also think it's also like a red flag of, well, now the window scenario, like if we were releasing this year, I'll be like, there's no way in hell it's Demon Souls. No way. This is not a chance they're going to release 2 games, the same genre, the same title, back to back to back to back to back like that. But you know, people be crazy. You don't know. People be twipping. It absolutely could be the case. So here's the save that I have, and I'm pretty late in the game. It's only like an hour long, but you know, I'm speed running through it. A lot of stuff I have to fix up still. I haven't updated. Whoa, this is the wrong save file. Whoa. Oh, but cool. This is like a tournament area I added to the game. This is... I don't exactly know what I'm doing with this file, but this is like a tournament area. And yeah. So I did this like outside tournament thing because there's no real way to like build structures in here in this game. You have the choice of putting a town together or a dungeon, but you only use the foundations of objects that they give you, the meditated objects that they give you. So you don't really have that much freedom in what you could do. So when you're operating within that, you're severely limited. You don't even get household supply items. Like you can't stack a door. You don't get doors. You don't get anything. You just get like weird things like a pile of treasure or like a skeleton bone, you know, and that's like an indoor item. I don't know why. And then there's like a gravestone on the floor. You get these weird things that don't really add anything to the house. You know, you don't get like roof decorations or rooftops or different windows or anything like that. And so I was like, there's no way I could possibly do anything with the tournament, like to make it look like a tournament within those criteria. You know, pun intended. That's the title of the game. Whatever. So I decided like I need to work on the field, because when you're on the field, you get the most creativity, you know, to mend your juices all over the place. And even though you can't really structure any buildings, you know, or any rooftops, I decided I would just improvise on it. And if I have the opportunity to improvise, you know, then that's exactly what I'm going to do, and I'll make it work as best to my capabilities. So these are just pools, swimming pools that you get. I just like lifted them up in the air. You know, I structured this like field, like put it like a moat. You know, just try to make it stand out a bit. You know, so one of the coolest things to me is just looking at it from afar, even though like it's so much optics going on that it makes the game lag, but it's worth it if you ask me. So yeah, one of the coolest things to me is just like coming up to it and just looking at the light, you know, from like this angle. You know, it just looks cool to me, even though it's like hella bootleg. You know, it's hella you know, you know, but, and I have like this little Jellotron, you know, in the middle, held together by like some tree trunks. So yeah, I just improvised all over it, you know, did what I could. What sucks is that I can't put people in this area, so I can't like make it look crowded, because you can't put people on the field for whatever reason. I don't know why, but apparently this game was put together by a bunch of schizophrenic, you know, people who couldn't keep their attention span focused for half a nanosecond, and they just decided like, oh, I'm gonna shift this game off to like the next company. The next company will put their little 2 cents in, and they were like, well, I'm gonna pass it on to the next one. You know, they were passing it around. You know, like a nice oily, you know, fill in the blanks, and pass it on to the next team. The next team didn't. Okay, we're going to add, you know, some blue people. We're going to add, you know, some people. Blah 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 blah. The character creation. We're going to make this guy have 3 dicks. You know, pass it on to the next people. You know, we're going to make the typing system have it where you control it one at a time. You can't do caps with the controller. You have to manually scroll down with the controller 1 tab at a time to get to the caps, and then you have to go back and uncap it. Go to the, you know, decimal points, and then blah 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 blah. Go back to the caps, and then you want to enter it. Well, go ahead and enter it. But if you dare hit circle twice, you're gonna lose every freaking hour of typing that you put into it. And we're not going to say sorry. Fuck you. You fell for it. Pass it on to the next guy. You know, blah 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 blah. You know, so apparently that's what this game went through. A lot of people, a lot of companies, it's just like, well, smoke this herb real quick. Oh yeah, man, that really hit the spot, Joseph. Oh, we're gonna add some. We're gonna add some Korean backdash. And yeah, look at this Korean backdash technique. Oh yeah, glitches galore. You know, so the game is really complicated, or not complicated at all. It was just like one big mess, and it turned into this. So I'm just working within the foundation, the playground that they gave me. You know, so whatever be will be. And this is a problem because he doesn't have any of the skills that I put in. So we're going to have to exit this and not do this tournament. I thought it was cool to show it off for a bit. Let me check to see if I still have the right save in here, because I don't want to like save it over the wrong thing if I don't have it, and delete all the work I just did. Okay, they have it. But I just have to like start like a different save, or save it in the right spot this time. You know, like how I kind of like how golf commentators be doing their stick. You know, there's like they're their original ASMRs. You know, they started the genre. They are the original booktubers. You know, they're the original cosplayers. They're the originals to this. They started this, you know. Tiger, he just hit it like a nice one with this big old wood. You know, he's headed down to the green. You know, he's gonna put it into hole any minute now. You know, oh, what a nice dip in his shoulder there. We're gonna, you know, I think I might have saw half of his mistresses fly out of his pocket, you know, from his tab. You know, I'm gonna have to really get up on that. You know, he looks like he has a nice pair of, you know. Oh, what's this? Oh, my wife just sent me some divorce papers. This is gonna be really interesting. I wonder how we're gonna spend our Christmas together this year. You know, they're originators. You know, so we gotta give some P's up to them. They started this whole shebang, and they don't get no credit for it. People have always been asking for them golf commentators. Get hype! You got Tiger up here sinking holes in ones. You got damn it, I forget. It's my chance to sound smart about golf. You know, I blew it with the ASMR segment. You got Philly Singh. I forget his name. Oh, there's only a few golfers I know of. It's Tiger, the obvious, and it's like Vay Singh. I can't think of his full name. I know what they look like. I just can't think of the name. You know, there's this white dude who looks like Larry Bird. Sorry. But he doesn't look like Larry Bird. That's just what I think of when I see him. And there's some other dude I can't think of. Oh man. Whatever. So I don't think it's going to give me my abilities, but I can show off some, like if I load it, I think it's going to give me the old save file. So I'm just going to load up a new save file and go from there. Skip it and yeah, yeah. Just gonna get into like one fight or two, and then we'll switch the topic. Switch to the topic, little introverted owl. I got a comment like earlier about somebody was. I'm not sure if it's like a spam comment or not. I get a lot of spam comments. I don't really get like real people all that often, which is why I came up with the term friendly ghosts. Because people, there's like apparitions, in the midst of the air, but they show some love, every now and then. But it's like there's people here. I don't see who they are, and then they just like me, introverted. It's all cool. It's all good. But yeah, I got this comment about like how I don't like they were saying like how they like my channel and blah blah blah, and that I said like use this site. I can't remember the name of the site. It was like Zeus or something like that, like some weird name. Anyways, I'm not trying to promote it because I googled it for a little bit and I found out that was like really illegal. It was like I don't know exactly what it is. I hadn't looked that deep into it, but it's in the realm of like botting for views or something like that. And I was against it even before I even read up on it, because I'm like, man, I'm not about that. If I come up, it's gonna be by my own will. I'm gonna will it up myself. I'm not gonna like beg anybody, for attention or for help. I'm not gonna try to like promote myself on other channels or anything like that. I wanna be my own captain of this ship. And if it never happens, then I'm perfectly fine with that. I like being the chill vibe of what's going on. There's like no real expectation on me. I could slack off, and pick back up. It's just like a regular day. So, excuse me. But yeah, that's not the real reason. But yeah, I'm okay with it because I'm not really about it seeking for attention. That's something that I really dislike. That's a feature that I dislike in a person. Like there are some relatives that I had, and they were the real attention-seeking type, and that drives me crazy no matter who it is. They're just like so desperate for someone to notice them, and it's not cute to me. It's not cute. To me, it's the most annoying thing because it fits in the same realm of being spoiled, fill in the blanks. And that goes against what I admire in the human race. When I see somebody seeking for attention, I see somebody who's like disrespecting other people in a sense. If that's weird, because I don't think it's like necessarily always a bad thing. This is like some new stuff I added to the game. Like I never showed it off, but I have like this little chest you have to unlock type of scenario thing, and you can unlock a lot of secrets here. It's real cool. I just really want to show it off. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it's like it's the worst thing or it's even a bad thing, depending on the situation. But it's that association with it being a spoiled attitude that really rakes against my skin. It's like a rake on a chalkboard or whatever the saying is. Skip that transaction. So yeah, I had some relatives who was just like always begging for attention. It was so annoying to me. It just got on my nerves, and I just couldn't stand it. But they're still my relatives, and I still love them, So, but it's just, wait, do I have my abilities? Do I better check it before I even do any of this. I got it. So let's test it out. Alright. So I test it out, so I just try to beat the game. I'm gonna test it out because I have no intention of beating the game like this. I already missed out on a lot of goodies. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that story. I already forgot. Moving on. I'm just never gonna get in the fight. Just never gonna happen. Oh yeah, I was talking about how I don't really care about, the channel. Like, not desperate for views. I'm not desperate for attention like that. If people like it, then they like it. If they don't, then they don't. I'm not gonna, make a big deal about it. What I have. But yeah, it's like, I know when, I have a decent idea of when I'm on to something, because then I try to promote it a little bit, not much, but I created like a tweeters account, tweeters, whatever. I created one of those, and I don't use it. I don't use it because I have no use for it. I'm not really an internet social media person at all. I have a Facebook, but I don't use it. Back in the day, I used this stuff, to find like hot chicks and stuff, and back then it was important for me to add them. Back then it was important, for that, because I had a little bit of charm going on me back then. I was mildly, in the game, mildly, despite my horrific social abilities. I was the type who would get called cute all the time, but I never knew what to do with it. I don't know if I told this story before, but yeah, I was like I was just so oblivious to everything that whenever somebody would compliment me, I guess, it just completely went over my head. I never caught on to it. And so one specific, because to me it's like, I don't want to take it the wrong way and be like, oh well, this little nice thing, it's such a big moment in what's happening right now, and I should definitely hop on it. I don't like being the desperate body, like taking everything, and being the reason for it. This is why we can't have nice things, and this is why we can't do this, and I don't want to be that type to inspire that sort of dialogue. So I'm in softball practice, and just like the hottest girl in school, to me at least, one of, she was kind of like, she was, she had a lot of meat in the right places, and not that type of meat that you guys are into, but the tender, the good one, not that it's anything bad about what you guys like, but she was one of those. And I think she was like blonde, but she was like Hispanic at the same time. It was a combo, and I was in like midfield or whatever, mid outfield. I forget the position, and she was left fielder with me, I guess, like right next to me, and she comes to me and she says, "Oh, you look so cute and cuddly," or something like that. And she said, I just want to squeeze you like a teddy bear or something. And when I get, when something like that I'm not really used to happens to me, I shut my brain off on one half of the brain, and I focus on something else. And so as soon as she finished saying that, my mind went to like, okay, well, this practice session is really vital and crucial to my development, So I immediately put all my focus into playing softball practice, during the dead hour that we're not really even trying at. So we're like, okay, game on, get your game face on, let's do this. Pounded my glove, throw the pitch. I didn't say that, but I'm like ready for action. And I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to say back, so I was just like, okay, okay, you know. And then there's like two people who were like semi buddies. We were on the same basketball team, and they were just looking like me. Oh, you ain't gonna say anything back? Like, okay, little player, and it was just like expecting me to say something back and like get on it. I was like, oh, like come on guys, you gotta get your game face on. Focus. I'm not gonna carry y'all to a championship. I didn't say all that, but that was my mindset. And that's just how I was. Like whenever anything happened, I didn't capitalize on it. So I'm gonna try this defensive mechanism, see if it works. Cause they should have abilities to get around it, like so. So he's doing magic now. So now I'm gonna try to use the other one. And just to see test the waters of how this is gonna work. That might have been a skill attack. Not sure. So now he's doing a skill attack. So I blocked two of his options and now he's going deep into his bag. So this is what I want. This is what I want that was missing from this game. So he should be doing another skill attack because he doesn't have any way of damaging me otherwise. So yeah, this is what I want. I want this. More ways to encourage the use of MP defensive mechanisms. So this is good. This is good. Now I just have to, depending on how overpowered this is, I may have to go in and rebalance some of the enemy's maneuvers and like increase that skill that he's doing. It's doing like 1 damage, and maybe buff it up to like 3 damage. So I'm gonna have to buff skills up around the board. And I'm also thinking I'm gonna have to buff magic and physicals up by one-ish. I'm gonna buff physicals up by 2. Because physicals are the hardest to get off because you have to be in position. You have to be in the front row. There can't be anybody in front of you, and that's the only time you can do physical. So they have to have some sort of priority as far as their usefulness, despite the fact that they can stun you and they could do double damage and all that stuff. Despite that, So yeah, I'd say this is working out. I like this. I just have to probably rebalance. Okay, the defense wore off, so I'm gonna put the defense buff up again. But I don't have enough MP to do it. Okay. I don't have enough MP to do it, so I can't do it. That's just that. So yeah, all in all, this experiment is a sorry, my finger popped like right in front of the mic. This experiment, all in all, is a success. I like it. I really like it. And yeah. Let's focus on the practice. Get your head in the game. Yeah, I was a weird kid. I could have capitalized so much better. Looking back on my life, there was so much opportunities that I just socially awkwardly ignored. Man, I can't. I'm like, it's unbelievable how much of a nincompoop I was. So, and he's just blocking everything too, despite the fact that I can't even damage him. So yeah, damn, 5 Demon Souls, LOD, Blue Point. Damn, we're like a week away from that supposed PS5 reveal too. We're like a week away. Today's the 8th. And supposedly it was going to be like the 12th. That's like a couple days. Was it the 12th or the 14th? supposedly, that's when exclusive PlayStation or experience PlayStation is ending. So yeah, that's like a couple days from now. It's 4 days. Man. And I didn't even realize that. Yeah, so I like that. It worked out. It worked pretty good. I'm gonna leave it as it is for now, and I'm gonna mess around a bit more. Yep. I don't really have much to say regarding that. This experiment was a success. Can't speak. Experiment was a success, and yeah, we're gonna chop it up with that. I think I'm gonna exit out of here for a bit, and I'm gonna get some music playing. I think that's the best course of action to take. So let me quit. Ooh, that's too hype for me. Too hype. I like this one. So yeah, kicking back, I'm gonna polish off this video. Yeah, we're looking at about 2 to 4 days where we're expected to find out this PS5 reveal and expected to finally get get our thirst quenched regarding the remake, and it's gonna be some good times or some heartbreaking times. There's no real two ways around it. Damn, that picture is kind of fugly. I touched it up, but I haven't took a picture of it again. Man, I don't really know what to say. I guess to talk about some news that's been happening. Isn't it weird how the RE3 is not really getting any... It's not really any buzz generated around that. Like, it doesn't seem as big as RE2 was. And that's very weird. I feel like it's like I don't have a lot of faith in that RE3. Like, I don't want to be like a downer, but RE3 is kind of suspect. Not only is Jill's model kind of suspect to me, but the entire coming out of the blue at the last minute, it's never really a good look. Mortal Kombat 11 did the same thing. Where they just came out, in the middle of nowhere, and then they release a full-blown game on you. And it's like, yeah, on one side, you're surprised us, big surprise, kept the game under wraps, cool. I like surprises, but at the same time, it's like, I come from like a sports background, so I had a lot of time around EA Sports, and 2K Sports, regarding NBA 2K and NBA Live. And I was trying to be a believer in NBA Live for the longest time. Going back to like the late 2000s, like 2008, 2009s, I was trying to be like a big... I wanted to believe. I wanted to believe in it. But year after year after year, it's kind of the same story. There was like... After 2010 was like their best year. Then after that, it just went completely downhill. And it was like, well, we have this 3-year development plan, and we're in the works, and we gotta give us time to like really develop our game. So some of the things that you see in 2K, the nicer looking things, might not be in our game this year. But keep an eye out, because we're coming. We're coming. Every year that was the case. 2011, okay, well, Elite 11 canceled. Okay, well, 2012, well, we're on another 3-year plan. and da 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 da. So what we're focused on right now is the core aspects of player movement. You have to move with a purpose. Da 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 da. 2K is blowing them out the water in the looks, animation, and playing, and all the blah 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 whatever's. Cancelled. 2013. Just a few images. We're starting a new 3-year plan. Cancelled. 2014, they finally released a game. We're on a new 3-year plan. And 3-year plan thing is not even important to this conversation. But they would release these games like late in the development cycle. They release the games like the games always come out around like I forget, it was so long ago. They would like show the game like around the NBA finals, would be like in June, and the game would come out like right before the NBA season, like in October. So they would like hold on to the game and then release like a small trailer or video like in late September, because they don't want people seeing the game, and that's kind of what I worries me about it, because from that whole saga of being led on by a string by people, is that we grew up saying that if you're confident in your work, then you're going to showcase it. And with that stand of mind, with that state of mind, taking it to RE3, that's what has me worried. Even though I don't think that they're that type of company, I think they are. They really value their series and this title, but there is a different company working on RE3 that compared to the one that worked on RE2. So there are two different I don't know, companies, but two different what's they call it? The other word, not company, but it's the other word. Group of people, ethnics. I don't know what it's called, but there's two different of those that worked on these games that is going to work on RE3, and that has me a little concerned because I haven't seen anything with any spice on it just yet, and RE3 initially, our first view of RE3 was actually a couple months ago. Couple of months ago, before RE3 happened at State of Play, or whenever it happened. I forget. What's the music playing? Oh hell no! I don't like this. It's too funky, too Androidy, too repeaty, too soul edgy. Oh yeah, I like this one. So where was that? Oh yeah, the first viewing we had of RE3 was months ago, before the reveal and the rumors of it. Really, there were always rumors, but you get what I mean. It was that single player game, a single player campaign, the online game. That was the first view of RE3, and we all thought it was trash. Everyone thought it was trash, hot garbage. We were so disappointed when we saw that. So I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, or the spoiler of apples, or the child support in your wallet, but there is that little bit of hint of worry in there that we didn't exactly start off on a great foot. And it is coming out of nowhere, and we are kind of in hush mode, and there is a new different whatever group of people working on the game, and just from what I've seen, although it looks cool, looks dope, but it's not blowing me away the way that RE2 did. Personally, I'm a little miffed on the way Jill looks. I'm a little miffed on the way what's his name looks. You guys know you're bigger RE fans than I am. I keep wanting to call him Edgemaster or Soul Edge. Not Mr. X. freaking soiled man. Nemesis, whatever. Spaghetti noodles. Yeah, it's a little bit funny. That's all I'm saying. It's a little bit funny. That's all I'm saying, my brother, my dude. It's a little bit funny, and it could turn out to be one of the coolest jazz pieces of meat out there. I like the song too, but it's a little loud. A little bit loud, but I'll keep it. I'll just mute it from my end. So yeah, this is suspect factor there. That's what I am saying. A little bit of a suspect factor there in my butter, and I don't know whether to put any butter on it, or whether I should stutter, or whether I should call your mother, because we are in for some troubled times. Either we're gonna be troubled with some heart rate issues when we're being chased down the corridors by Nemesis, or we're in some trouble where we're back in some days where we're saying, well, these are some disappointing times for to be an RE fan. Because you don't want it to be either one of these, but you must prefer to be the former. Yeah, so that's my take on RE right now, although this is all just hoopla. There's nothing even about the game that's even came out. We don't even know much about the gameplay. We know that's just a dodging system, and there's probably some other stuff. I haven't really been keeping up on it, but this is the general consensus from the people that I've gathered. What other news? Leroy is still 7. Soul Calibur, it's still calibrating. I feel like there's something that I should be discussing right now. I feel like that is something I should be really discussing, that this is really a point of interest. Well, I got a new game. Okay, well, I must first confess that I am a stoner. I must confess, and I had completely forgot about this game. Not completely, but I've kind of, it wasn't on my radar. But a couple of days ago, I saw the man, the myth, the Emperor of Stoners himself playing Conan, and it's not the first time I've seen the game. I saw it like back in 2017. I saw some other people playing it, and I gotta be completely honest. I looked at it for all the right reasons, and it looked cool, looked alright, but it wasn't anything that really stimulated me. I didn't stick around that long. I just kind of saw it as another one of those Ark games, not the Ark systems, but the Arks. Noah's Ark and dinosaurs. One of those games. And those games don't really interest me. I think they're cool. It's just not my style, not my cup of tea, not my cup of cocoa. Damn, Coco got a big ass. Oh, I'm getting distracted. Sorry. Oh, damn, I got distracted. What am I thinking about? Okay. Oh, okay. This new game. So I watched the Emperor of Stoners playing this, and it looked pretty dope. It's got a comments. My judge of character in a game is if there is a difficulty factor. No. Not just if there's a difficulty factor. My judgment of games is there a skill barrier in the game? How big is the skill barrier? How much can I show in, show off, and show out, and improve? Can I play the game without needing a story to it? If it's a game that I'm only playing it for the story, and there's not much else to it, then it's not my type of game. Last of Us, even though I'm sure there's some, you could create, you could create your own meta with the games, by trying hard enough. But if it's like there in a prominent way enough, kind of, like ways that you can kind of reinvent the way that you play and just like characterize yourself and how you go about it, then that intrigues me, because I don't need the story. I can just play it out right, without commentary. I can just, showcase, my maneuvers, and that could be enough to display my style and have my personnel within it. So with Conan, this is a game Conan, forgot to tell you the name of it. I saw that and I was like, man, I remember this game. It's too bad that all these good games never come out on the PS4. They're always on Steam, all the time. They got Cuphead. They also got Cuphead. You know, like they got everything. And like, man, Conan too. Like, come on. So I looked up Conan just afterwards. Like, man, it really sucks because I really would like to play this. And then I saw it and like in the Google, the Google box, like PS4, PlayStation 4, available. I'm like, word. So I immediately looked it up on PSN on Google, and I saw that, well, it's on PSN. I'm about to buy it outright. I want this. And one of the first things I saw was like, is this game really worth it on the PS4, considering that there is no nudity? Like a lot of depressing posts on Reddit and whatever sites. Like, is it really even worth going through with this? Now that there is no nudity available in the PS4 or in the North American version. Like, damn dog, we oppressed over here. We over here struggling. All we wanted was some cheeks, and some teats. Instead, we just got that ESRB, and like, there's no way around it. Like, the European version has, apparently they have it uncensored. I don't know if they still have it uncensored, but that's the word of mouth. But the North American version on the PS4, it is censored, so there's no full nudity. However, I still got the game. I have it. I played it. There is nudity, so you don't get full blasted, with the butter muffins, flopping, from the South Pole, but you do get you do get the top barrier of the globe. You do get the two portions up there. You get the east and the west hemispheres. And so, it's still some value in there, but some people are just so depressed about it. Like, man, I can't believe that they would depress us. I can't believe that they would oppress us in such a way. When are we going to take a stand as gamers? And it's like, why are they censoring the game? But honestly, I didn't think it was going to be on the PS4 just because of that. So I'm amazed that it's even on there, and I have it. And I'm playing it, and I like it. I love it. The game's fun. So I gotta figure a way to play PS4 games. I really want to play some PS4 games, but the capturing part is a bit iffy. Like, I can capture it on my Elgato, but the thing is, with the Elgato, I can only capture it at 720 maxed. It's only 720, because that's all my nerfed laptop can handle. It was nerfed in season 11, 2011. That's when I got it, whatever. So the problem with that is that I have a PS4 and I could play that and record it from the PS4's natural bodily functions and get 1080, whatever the word is after that is called. And so for me, it's like, do I want to really go backwards from that when I could get it in 1080? Do I want to take it down to 720 just so I could put some audio, some integrated audio, vertebral, communications up in there, some vertebral horse racing, jiving and do I really want to is it worth it, or do I stick with 1080p? That's a word, good word. Do I stick with 1080? Record it naturally from the PS4. The problem with that lies in the microphone not being able to hook up to the PS4, and for me to be able to edit it in separate audio files. If I try to record it all in the PS4, I can't mix the audio file from commentary and the game It's gonna have to all be in one, which means it all has to be perfect from the go. That's not gonna happen with my mic. It's never gonna happen. I don't know how to work it like that, but my blue snowball is naturally low as all hell, and it only gets louder when I take it to Audacity. So naturally it's just like you could barely hear anything, and that's not gonna fly putting it within the game audio. You know what, I'm gonna have to like really lower the game audio if I do that. What's some music playing? I haven't checked in on that in a while. Aw, damn, you got the Android playing? Get out of here. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. So yeah, that's why I can't really do PS4 like that. You know, even though I want to play Shenmue, but I don't know how to do it with the mic, because I'd feel weird just uploading the game, you know, just by itself. And it's like, how much individuality can I have for just playing Shenmue? You know, I feel like it's gonna need like a little extra twist on it, and I would like to experience that, you know. So yeah, that's the whole deal with that. So he's like, do I do it with the Elgato with 720 and just, you know, the same way I'm doing all of this? Or do I try it with the PS4, try to get it in 1080? But the thing is, in order to get that, you know, and my audio to mix, I'm gonna have to take it from the PS4 and somehow get that to my laptop, to my computer, so I can edit them both, you know, simultaneously, you know, so they could Sony interact with each other. And I'm not sure how to do that just yet. The way that I've been doing it with my Talkie combo videos that I did like a year ago is I recorded it from the PS4, 1080, uploaded it to the tubes. Well, actually, I spliced it up in some editing program on the PS4. Then I uploaded it to the tubes, and then I downloaded it from the tubes, you know, to my files, and then I put it into Windows Movie Makers, where I spliced up the music and spiced it up a little bit more. And then I exported it, or whatever it's called, from Windows Movie Maker, and then uploaded it back to the tube. So that's why it's not as crisp as it looks, because I have to do all of those processes just to get it to my computer so I can edit it. So that's going to be the process that I might have to do, and by then it's like you might as well just do the 720p at that point, because I'm, you know, I can't even export it from my Windows Movie Maker in 1080. I have to export it in 720 anyway, so I might as well just do it in Elgato. Unless I can get like a USB device I could take the recording from the PS4 and put it into my computer, which I don't know if that's possible. But yeah, those are the drive-bys in the way that are, you know, they're blocking Sanctuary. The sanctuary for tears and light. Alright, I'm tired of this song. It's a good song to try to end it off on. I don't know if there's anything else to talk about. Nah, I think that's just about it. I'm pretty sure there's something I'm forgetting. I'm always forgetting something. There's something on my mind right now regarding Legend of Dragoon that I was supposed to talk about a long time ago, but I can't. It's on the edge of my mind's tongue. My tongue is just lapping away at it like a cat, you know, to some estranged milk. Oh my god. Something about the Japanese version. No, it came to me, then it just left. Oh yeah. Okay. yeah, I was going to like do like an entire video just comparing the differences, you know, not really with footage, just with my tongue, you know, because that's the best way to get the situation resolved. I've come to notice that doesn't sound right at all. But yeah, that about covers it. Valentine's Day is coming up. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. Kind of going through like some weird relationship stuff, you know. So it's gonna be a bit weird. But got Valentine's, so I'll have to enjoy that while it lasts. And you know, hopefully you guys like get some good bouncing betties on your Valentines. And with that, a bit further ado, may peace be with. Always keep your heads up, deuces, dos, post, adios, stay cool. Like my content, be sure to show some love. Always be sure to show some love to the people that matters to you. And be cool. Peace.